afternoon, welcome back all to this week's weekly vlog. Hope you can see me. Another weird weather day. Sky is very, very white. Before I start waffling, welcome if you're new to the channel. My name is indeed Dawn and I'm originally from Manchester, which is the northwest of England, and for over 20 years I've been living in the Netherlands with my partner Lawrence, who's from South Africa, and our sons Josh and William, and our little furry dog, our little Parsons Terrier Jack. What else about myself? I'm a craftaholic. I have another channel here on YouTube called The Woven Almanac. I'll put links below in the description box, and it's a crafty podcast. 1 or 2 times in a month I'll gather all the things I've been making, like crochet, knitting, painting, sewing, you know. As I said, I'm a craftaholic. So formalities over, and if you're an OG, a returning viewer, welcome back guys. I hope everybody's had a good week. So as you can see, state the obvious, I'm in the car. You would have seen on the screen as well, it's Saturday. It's just gone 1 o'clock. I don't know what the temperature is because I've turned the dash cam off now, but it feels a little bit humid still. We've had rain all day. Just as I left the house we had a shower, so it's just stopped now, so I'm going to make a dash for the supermarket. We've had a mega marathon clean this morning, Lawrence and I. We only the ground floor, but we've decluttered, and oh gosh, it was just filthy. So, and Lawrence has even done things like, you know, tidied his cables up. He's got, you know, 50 million cables behind the TV, so he's done all that. And yeah, it's been the house looks much better now, because, well, if you've been around for a while, you know that my cleaner has resigned and I'm not getting another one just yet. I can't face, you know, finding one and then, you know, kind of, you know, getting them up to speed of how I like things done, and me, you know, getting used to each other. I'm not in the mood for that. So you know, I'd have like a couple of days a week. I'd clean my loos every day, you know, having 2 boys in the house and a man, but you know, I do it like a clean like twice, 2 or 3 times a week, depending on what I've got going on and how messy it is, like a dust and a hoover kind of thing. But it really needed a deep clean. So anyway, I've left Lawrence at home. There's a crow sat on a bush next to me staring at me. It's so weird, it keeps looking in the window. Very peculiar bird. So I'm just at the supermarket. I'm not doing like a big grocery shop. I forgot to do the online groceries. It's fine, we're well stocked. But my friend Linda and Ronald and their daughter are coming over this evening, so I've come shopping to buy the food to make their dinner. I'm going to do Mexican. I'm going to do tacos and tortillas, so it's going to be a very easy dinner. I think I'm going to do like beef and chicken and then loads of sides, and yeah, just, you know, a help yourself kind of meal. And I know for a fact that they like Mexican because, you know, I've made it a few times for them. Rest of the weekend, no plans. It's going to be raining now until I think about Wednesday. I'm just watching, there's a lady in front of me reversing into the car spot, and she just doesn't seem very confident. She's got sensors on her car, so it's like, I think she's done like a 50 million point turn to reverse into the spot, and she's still struggling. Okay. Oh, don't come back anymore. Sorry, she's really close. My gosh, that was hard work for her. Sorry, I was just keeping an eye on her because I thought any second now she's going to like, feel the car dink. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. As I said, no concrete plans this week. Let's just see. I've got a few sort of worky kind of appointments online. I think I've got the hairdressers on Friday, but anyway, the week's begun. I'll come back on for another chatter later. I was showing you the footstool last week that I've reposted. I think I did. I've moved my little tea cabinet, my tea chest thing, so maybe when I get home or at some point in this vlog I can show you that, because I've moved one of the stolps, put it on top, so it looks quite nice. Anyway, waffle, the week's begun. Hope it's a good one. Roll the video. Good afternoon, it's 2:45. The weather has been lovely. Not like hot, but sunny and very windy and warm. So I've been ploughing through all the laundry. I've just put out just a freshly washed load out now. I'm on my old tripod. Can you see it? Moving down. I don't know where my other one is. It's so annoying. Sorry about this. There's a tripod at the workshop. That's the new one I bought. Did you not bring it home?
I thought you lifted it for a purpose. That's why I didn't bring it.
No, that's the brand new one I bought. Okay, mystery solved. So I've got 2 working tripods now. Okay, anyway, Lawrence and I, we're going to take a quick drive to Hoved Up. We need to buy a light bulb and some other bits and bobs. So for some reason our local Albert Heijn is really not well stocked at the moment. So in Hoved Up there's an Albert Heijn XL. So we're going to go there, have a walk around, just for, you know, stretch our legs for a bit. I thought I'd show you a little trick. So Linda's husband Ronald was telling me about this, because we've got fruit flies, as do many people right now. It's the time of the year, and they're going nuts with them. So he found something, I think it was on TikTok or something. Sorry if you can hear, they're having a conversation in the lounge, Lawrence and Joshua, loudly. Guys, you're not even whispering. Good afternoon. It's 10 to 3. We're just on the way out. We're going to pop to Hoved Up. I'm sorry, I'm on my broken tripod, but Lawrence has just told me that the mystery is solved of the missing tripod, and I've left one at the workshop at the art centre. So I'm going there on Wednesday anyway with Linda. So if I don't go before, at least I know. So then I'll have 2 working tripods. I think my other one is upstairs in my craft room. Anyway, waffle. I've got loads of washing done. The weather has been nice. It's been very blowy. I've just pegged some more out now, so hopefully by the time we get back, they'll be dry. And I've got another load in the washing machine. I don't know what the forecast is for Monday, Tuesday. I know Wednesday onwards it's going to be lovely. Anyway, we had a lovely dinner last night. I made Mexican, I think I already mentioned that. However, we've got fruit flies. Half of the Netherlands has got fruit flies at the moment. It's the time of the year. We can't do anything about it. But Linda's husband Ronald said, found something on social media. So I've tried it. And I had like an old overripe piece of banana. So he said, if you make a little cone with a hole in it and put a piece of banana at the bottom of a glass, then the fruit flies are attracted. Now, this had about 7 or 8 fruit flies in it, and now there's only 1. So I think the hole's too big, but I've made another one, and I think the hole's too small because there's none going in. So I need to try and figure that out, what to do. But it definitely works. If you can get the hole in the funnel right, it definitely works. Because as I said, this had, I don't think they're at the top. They must have just figured a way to get out. Anyway, it's fine. He said he's got about 300 in his glass, but they looked it up at the life of a fruit fly, and thinking he'd have trapped them in a day or 2, they'd be dead. And they're going to be alive for a long, long time. So they're now trying to figure out. Linda said he's got like an experiment going on. So anyway, when I get home, I'll look at that, because clearly it does work. It does work. I just need to get the hole right. If you can see, that one's a bit too big and that one's a bit too small. So something in the middle. Right. I'm going to go to Hoved Up. I don't know if I'll film anything whilst I'm there. If I buy anything of interest, I'll let you know. And yeah, let's see how the rest of the week pans out. Fingers crossed it doesn't rain and my washing's dry. See you later. Good morning, hope you can hear me. It's a bit of a wind and you're quite close to my head, so I don't want to talk too loud. I'm walking to the supermarket. I need some light bulbs randomly and some other bits and bobs. Gosh, I'm literally walking on a curbstone here. I don't want to walk on the grass because it's full of dog poo. I might cross over. It's just, it's really pretty. I'm walking along the canal. See the that little, I don't know, it's like an electric box. I'll cross over. Oh gosh, that wind. I hope it's not picking up too much on camera. There's some kind of community thing where they go and hand paint these boxes, electric boxes, whatever they are. Okay, I'm going to stop waffling because I think it's going to be a bit annoying with the wind. But yeah, just having a stroll. See you in a while. Okay, I'm back. I'm very, very hot. It is so muggy outside, humid. It's 25.5 degrees in the house, it says. I've closed the door because the noise is just, this plane's going off. The siren's just gone off. The first Monday of every month, they test the warning alarm. And literally, as I turned the camera on, it started. So it's finished now, but I've closed the door. Anyway, waffle. So I had a nice walk to the shops. I think I filmed a little bit of one of the canals nearby. They all look the same. It's quite pretty. One of them's overgrown. They're quite overgrown. So the council needs to get onto that. They're not very good at cleaning the roads at the moment. I've noticed our local council. The pavement's looking very weedy. Yeah, so I had a walk. It's only a short walk. It's a round trip there and back. It's 1 kilometre. But in this heat, it's more than enough. I didn't buy anything interesting. I bought light bulbs and I treated myself to a smoothie that I drank on the way home. Yesterday, we went to Susteren Grenners and I bought a few little things. This is our favourite licorice fudge. I cannot stand licorice, but for some reason I love this. It's like aniseed fudge. So whenever I go, we always treat a couple of boxes for the cupboard. A while ago, I bought Lawrence. It was like a licorice pipe. It had like little, like little candy bubbles on it. They didn't have it, but they had this one, which is very soft. He loves licorice. Don't like it. And then I bought one of these paint applicators. It's foam for a project that I'm working on. And I already said I needed new paintbrushes, so I've got a set. These were €2.04, or in pounds, they have the pounds, £1.98. And I think it said it was real natural hair. And then, I've never ever seen these before, knitting needle wires. So you can take your knitting off and put them on, or lengthen it, or so on and so on. So I thought they weren't, how much were they? They weren't expensive, €2.53, and they've got different thicknesses and lengths. So I thought, well, I'll just get some of them, because funny enough, I did actually say to myself 2 days ago, it would have been handy if I had those wires. I think I needed to try something on. Anyway, so I've got them now for stash. Right, it's 10 past 12 here. I'm going to sit in front of the fan and cool off because I'm roasting hot. It's unbelievably sticky. I think around 5 o'clock we're expecting a lot of rain. And then tomorrow, high winds. I think we're getting the tail end of Storm Floris, I think it's called. That's hitting the UK. So if you're in the UK or in the path of Floris, I hope everything is okay. Nobody's injured, nothing's damaged. Fingers crossed for you all. It looks like today it's quite pleasant. I've got some washing pegged out. As I said, it's very muggy, it's very humid. From around 5 o'clock, the rain comes. It's okay. Tomorrow, not much rain forecasted, but high winds. And then for the rest of the forecast until next Sunday, the coming Sunday, it's going to be beautiful weather. So yeah, let's see what the week lies ahead for us. I'm going to go. I'll see you in a while. morning. I hope you can hear me. I'm just having a quick tidy up. Linda's on the way round. I think you would have seen some footage. I'm trying to think if you would, if I filmed any of it. Yesterday, I still didn't come on camera. Sorry, the kettle's on and the dishwasher's on. So I really hope you can see me. And I've had a bit of a late night, early morning, and sorry, late night, late morning, and I've still got all the marks from my CPAP machine, my sleep mask. I'm feeling very tired, very tired. But I'll tell you what we're doing anyway in a second. Yeah, yesterday morning, Lawrence needed to pick. He'd ordered something for the boat. I don't know what it was. Tubing? I don't know. And then I said, "Oh, I'll come with you for a drive, and then you know, maybe we can just pull up somewhere and have a little walk." Anyway, it turned out it was in Outings, where you know, we had that nice little restaurant on the river that we go to sometimes for lunch, and where the craft shop is, the hobby shop. So I'm just folding up my bag. So we didn't go there, but in the little shopping mall, the little shopping precinct, there's a nice bakery there, and then the bakery also has a little cafe. So anyway, I think it was like 11:30. So I said, "Oh, we'll just have let's have brunch." So what did Lawrence have? Spicy chicken and bacon or something, and I had like an avocado and feta thing. It was very nice. The bread, of course, in a bakery was delicious, and then we just started eating, and then this lady came to our table, and then for a split second, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" It was my friend's daughter, our friend's daughter, who works there. I think she said she's either is or going to be the manager of it. I've not seen her for ages, and then funny enough, we're going to her parents in a couple of weeks. They usually do like a summer barbecue, and last year we was in Greece, and then I don't know, we've not been for a few years. So anyway, we got the invite, and we're like, yes, we can come. They're actually her parents and her brother are our old neighbours. I think they moved from here just before COVID, I think it was. And we were not just neighbours, but we were really good friends with them. And we see them now and again, but you know, life just gets busy. Anyway, I'm really, really looking forward to seeing them. And I said, "Oh, are you going to be at your parents at the end of the month?" She said, "Yes," because she's moved out now. She said, "I'm going to be there, and my boyfriend's coming." I said, "Oh, I can't wait to meet him." So that was lovely. So had a nice brunch. And then we got back here, and I don't know why, for some reason, I was absolutely shattered. Like, I couldn't keep my eyes open. Just beyond exhausted. You know, I was literally sat on the sofa, and I think at some point, without realising, I had fallen asleep, and I said to Lawrence, "I have to go and lie down. I have to just go and lie down." So I had like an hour and a half sleep, fast asleep. And then we got up, and then if you've been around for a while, you'll kind of know this story. Lawrence is a direct descendant of this South African man called John Donne. He lived in the, I think, mid to late 1800s, I think. And he, I think, I stand corrected, I think he was born in South Africa, but his parents were British, Scottish-British, I can't remember. And the reason that he's quite famous is he was in the thick of it during the Boer War. He kind of straddled the British and the English and the Zulu sides, because you know he was fluent in Zulu and in English, which was quite unusual then. And he was very well respected. You know, as a child he grew up amongst the locals, the natives, and the English, and and then he became a white chief, because you know, in a lot of African cultures, they're not the whole country, but you know, like the towns, or what you call them towns, but the areas or zones or you know, provinces where they live will have a chief of that tribe. Most African countries operate that way and still do today. Although I think in a lot of countries it's more symbolic now. Anyway, so John Donne, became very rich, but also rich with wives. He had 49 wives because all the Zulu chiefs kept bequeathing their eldest daughter on him, and marry them or cause a war, cause a fight with the tribe. So he ended up with 49. 48 of them were Zulu. We call them princesses, Zulu princesses, because that's what we would call them in terms of royalty. And one of them was, she was what they call a Cape Malay, coloured Cape Malay, Catherine Pierce. So Lawrence has been doing the family tree for years, and because of this, he knew a lot of the Duns. There's over 2,000 of them living now. I think the oldest living Dun at the time we did meet him, Lawrence Dunn, and then we found out it's a whole long story. I can tell you all about it one day if you want. Maybe Lawrence will sit down. Let me know if you're interested. So we met this Lawrence Dunn, who then we worked out Lawrence was indirectly named after him. Anyway, get back to what I'm telling you. One of the Dunn family, who Lawrence was very close to, we went and stayed with them. Her and her husband came and stayed here. Pat Dunn, and sadly Pat passed away. I don't know how long ago now. It was before COVID, and Lawrence has kept in touch with one of her daughters, Terry, and we know Terry because when Pat came to visit us, Terry, I think at that time, lived in Copenhagen or Sweden, I can't remember, Sweden somewhere, and they were in transit. They either been to see Terry and coming here or vice versa. So anyway, cut to the present. Terry and her daughter are here in Amsterdam. So Lawrence had arranged, they're just on a little mini break. I think they're actually on the way to Denmark, so we can thinking about it. Lawrence arranged that we'd meet them. So it's very weird because they are family, but on, this disproportionate scale. I mean, we, in our little family, like if I think of my mum's side, we are still, close-ish with like third, fourth cousins. But because the family's so small, it's naturally, we're in each other's lives. But then these people are third, fourth cousins. But because it's so widespread. Anyway, so technically they are family. Lawrence has been speaking to Terry for years. We knew her mum and her stepdad and their family. Albeit we hadn't met in person. Anyway, so Lawrence said, they arrived yesterday mid-morning, I think. And Lawrence arranged that we were going to go for dinner. And then, rarely happens, both Joshua and William said they would join us because they love hearing about, their family and their heritage. It's important to them, as it should be. So, we got to, we met them at Central Station. It was already a faff because where we live, we can't go directly into the centre of Amsterdam. So we normally drive 2 or 3 minutes, or no, 5 minutes to the local metro stop, which is in the next town on our side of the village. Sorry, I'm waffling now. And then we get a metro, and then we get another metro or a train into Central Station. So it's even as the crow flies, we're close, but public transport we're not. It can take an hour, to get in. It's fine. So the metro, while we're on it, it suddenly announced that there was not roadworks, there was works on the line, and that was the last stop. We had to get off. Now, to walk to the nearest metro/train station was like a 20-25 minute walk. Now, in the confusion of it, Lawrence said, "Oh, we have to get off," and then everybody started getting off. But then he went, "Oh," and then he went to talk to the conductor. So Joshua and I got off when the doors closed, and William and Lawrence carried on. I don't know where that metro was going to. And when we saw Lawrence go, in panic, I mean Joshua fell about laughing. We live here, it's not the end of the world, we've all got phones, so he wasn't panicking, but it was just really funny anyway. He got to the traffic lights, because you know the metros, the trams have to cross over, you know, roads, and then the conductor let them off. So anyway, right. So then we get into Amsterdam, and we met Terry and her daughter Talia. It was lovely. Oh my gosh, I stopped dead in my tracks when I saw her because she's the double of her mum. So it was lovely. And you know what I know of South Africans, having South African in-laws and being around them, you know, for 25 years, they're very, as a nation, they're very warm and friendly and chatty. So there was no instant, you know, we were like, we're here, we're family, it's great, laugh, talked about her mum, and so it was lovely. And the boys got on with Talia. She's very sweet, lovely, lovely. I think Talia is 16, just, I think. So off we go. We kind of knew what direction we wanted to go in. There's a street not far from Central, and there's loads of restaurants on it. So we ended up in an Argentinian restaurant, had a lovely dinner, very nice, a lot of talking, it was really good fun. And then we wanted a coffee, so Josh and William, and they said, oh, well, we'll take Talia for a walk, because I think she wanted, you know, like they do, you know, I think she wanted to try some stroke waffles and, you know, different things. So they said, oh, they were like, you know, younger tour guides for her, because she didn't want to sit there with us old fogies. So we said, right, okay, well, you got your phones in you, we'll pick you up later. So we had to carry on chatting, and then off we went. And then, so I said, oh, well, we'll just take a slow stroll. We'll head down to, because we did like a big round, you know, we sort of tipped the edge of like the red line. And Terry said she'd been, I think in the 90s, she'd been to Amsterdam, so things were a little bit familiar. So we got to Dam Square. As we were coming onto the square, we were literally we were going to cross through the square, and I said, oh, there's the palace, and blah, blah, blah. And then next minute, this massive fire truck came from nowhere, and then literally as it pulled us alongside us, it's put its blue lights and sirens on, so we've jumped. And then literally as that happened, it started throwing it down. So we made our way to the Bijenkorf, which is a big department store here in the Netherlands. Sorry, I'm 12 minutes in now. I hope are you awake? Knock on the screen 5 times if you need rescuing. So a lot of people were stood under the kind of awning, I don't know what you call it, of the Bijenkorf, the department store. Oh my gosh. So if you know Dam Square, if you know Amsterdam, you'll know on one side is the palace, and then where we were stood was a Bijenkorf here, and then on this side, if I'm looking out on the square, is a huge war memorial. And apparently that's where the fire engine was going. There was ambulances, police, I don't know what was going on. So I think there was like 100 people sheltering from this rain, and at one point it was hailstone, because Terry went, ow! One of them hit her, they were big. If I could have got my camera out and I'd have thought about it, I would have filmed the ground, because for a couple of seconds, the ground, it looked like, you know, when you see this like fake smoke, these smoke machines, that's what the whole ground looked like, because it was torrential. So everybody, we were all sort of like squishing in because we were getting wet. It was windy. It was like this mini storm came from nowhere. But then we were seeing this whole thing pan out. Anyway, I don't know if it'll be on the news, because I mean it's like this happening, you know, outside Buckingham Palace. It's as big as that kind of thing. So they were the kiddos were stood a little bit further along, and they said they were what do you call it? Not animating. Oh, here's Linda. Resuscitating somebody. Anyway, they took them away in an ambulance. I don't know if they're fine, but we'll see. Anyway, I have got one thing to show you. Maybe Linda wants to come and say hello. So after that, then the rain subsided, and then we carried on. We were strolling. So Terry and I went in TK Maxx. The one in Amsterdam's quite big. It's TJ Maxx in the. Let me open the door.
Hello everyone, have a nice day.
Linda's just arrived on her back. Some of you have met Linda before. She has been on the vlog. Now Jack's excited to see Linda. How long ago was it that it was years ago that you were on my vlog? We went to Amsterdam for the day.
Yes, and you came once with Anson in my house, and
Yeah.
we did some little vlog in Alsmeer during the corona.
Yeah.
We were shopping by date, how do you call that? Reservations and
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did when you had to reserve time slots.
on the bike.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if you're an OG, you will have seen Linda before. Anyway, we won't just bombard her with the camera right now because I wanted to finish what I was saying. So we stopped in TK Maxx and then it was a quick look. Hopefully you've seen some footage because all the Halloween stuff is in, and that's, if you remember, a couple of years ago I bought my beautiful pumpkin from there. And then just had a quick look at the homeware. It was very quick because I didn't want everybody waiting for us. And then I bought this mug. I'm thrilled to bits with it. If you're in America or you're familiar with crockery in the US, I'm obsessed with Ray Dawn. I love the font of Ray Dawn, and they literally had one mug, one Ray Dawn mug, which is my favourite colour, this turquoise, salty, and that's the logo, and this is her famous font. And I checked there was no chips, and it was €7.99. Thrilled to bits with it. So yeah, got 2 new mugs in this video, have I? Or in the video before. 2 new mugs this month. It's very summery, but I don't care. It's a lovely colour. Right, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to catch up quickly with Linda, and then I have to find my bike key because we're going to bike it over to the art centre. That's what I was telling you. Going to the art centre. Linda's not been for a while, so there's a few things changed. We're going to go over there. Lawrence is actually in my studio doing something else. He's stored some equipment over there, so we'll hand over the key. Yeah.
Is it over there?
Yeah, he's waiting for us. Probably not with coffee, but that's what we're doing this morning. Right, I'm going to wrap it up because I've been waffling now for 17 minutes. Hope you're still here, and I will catch you in a while. Bye for now. Should we try and aim for a coffee this week? And I've just had a phone meeting that went well, and Nicola said, right, I've wrapped up my meeting, coffee's still on. She said, yeah. So I said, right, should we meet in the village and we have a little stroll? So that's what I'm doing, although I've come the long way round, because if I remember last time I tried to drive into the village, 3 of the main roads to get across from my side to the other side were blocked. So I'm on this other side now, and fingers crossed, no traffic and no roadworks. I have brought a little bit of knitting with me. I don't know if Nicola will bring some knitting. We'll see. If you don't knit, you probably look like, oh god, fast forward. But if you do knit, you'll be happy to hear I'm knitting a pair of socks. I'm finally back into knitting socks again. Well, back into, it's one pair, but I've really got into it. I cast. It was, I think it was the last day of July, and I was thinking, I haven't done anything for Christmas in July. And normally I do something, and I thought, do you know what? I've dig out a Christmas project bag, dig out some Christmas yarn, and cast on a pair of socks. Well, I've cast a pair of socks on. One of them's finished, and one of them I'm well over halfway through. So I thought, right, bring your sock knitting to have a coffee with Nicola. We're gonna go to a little cafe on the water side. Maybe we'll have a lunch, I'm not sure, and maybe a little stroll through the village. Just be nice, catch up. Not seen her for a while, a few weeks. Tomorrow morning I've got the hairdressers, just having my roots done. At some point I need to stop with this root dyeing. I've been thinking about it for a while. And then yeah, I don't know if I want to grow out, because I'm not like, I don't even think I'm 50% grey. I think last time the hairdresser checked it was, I don't know, a year ago. She said I think you're about 20%, but it's just because naturally I'm so dark. Even like a few just like pop, you can see them. So I don't know whether, I don't want to grow them out, but I don't know whether to have my hair stripped to remove all the dye, see what we're left with, and maybe go for you know, a lighter colour, or maybe dye it all like a bluish grey. I don't know, that seems to be quite funky. Anyway, so I'm at the hairdresser's, I'm only having my roots done, and then in the evening, I don't know if I mentioned this, I've got tickets recycling to Amsterdam, which is like the national park, and then there's this chefs in the forest thing. I've got a feeling I've told you about it, but I can't remember. I'm triggered to tell you now because I've just received the tickets, and we've paid €23 for a ticket, and then we have to pay for all the dishes and all the wine once we're in there. Apparently they're all Michelin star chefs, but still. And I looked online, and the cheapest dish, because they're going to be little bites, the cheapest dish is they start at $11.50. I think I've told you this before. I might have done, so I'm probably re-waffling. Maybe I've edited this out, I don't know. Anyway, waffle. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm thinking I'll try, because I normally stop like the vlog on a Friday, just so I've got enough time to edit it. But I'm thinking that I will film a little bit, see what it's like. And I'm kind of, I don't know if I should go a little bit dressed up, because they're billing it as like, you know, a bit hoity-toity, a bit la-di-da. So I might have to get a bit dressed up, but I'm cycling there, so I don't want to overdress. I'm going on the bike. Anyway, waffle. Right, I'm almost in the village. The main car park's quite full for Thursday. I'm not parking there, I'm parking at the car park where the windmill is, and the supermarket that you can moor your boat up and buy picnic stuff. I think we're going out on the boat on Saturday, finally, and I think Linda and Ronald are joining us. So I might do a little bit of like sailing video. That's Nicola. Where is she going? It is. I've just said I'll meet you at the bridge, and she's walking down there. Anyway, right. I'm going to stop waffling, and I'm going to go chase Nicola and see where she's gone. Sorry about that. An extra waffly. Right. I'm here. I'll see you in a while. Need to really clean my face up because I've got hair dye all over it. Well, not all over it. I'm just, yeah, you can clearly see. I've been to the hairdressers. She just started it with her fingers, just give it a quick blast. Because to be honest with you, I'm going to wash it later before I go out this evening. I'm just eating one of these raw bars because I've not had anything to eat. Excuse me. And it's gone 12:30 now. I'm actually quite hungry. Excuse me, it's very rude, I know. Come on, lady. Yesterday, I think I had a chat with you. I met up with Nicola, and we had a lovely coffee and cake and a catch up. And we had a little stroll around the village. Did a bit of mooching, bought a couple of little bits and bobs, nothing exciting. I had some nail polish that was on sale, but it was lovely. We had a really nice like late morning, early afternoon together, and then came home, needed a power nap on the sofa. Lawrence went to pick up his cousin and her daughter. We worked out last night that Lawrence and Terry are actually third cousins, but they could just easily be fourth and fifth cousins, but I think they're like double related from the mother and father side. I think I stand corrected. Anyway, Lawrence wanted to go take them to our local Indian takeaway restaurant, because Terry said, "Oh, I fancy a good curry," and Lawrence doesn't need any excuse to go and have a vindaloo. Anyway, weirdly, he phoned to reserve a table, which he never does. We just pitch up there. We know the owner. We've been going there years. And Ryan answered and he said, "Oh, we're on holiday today. Lawrence won't open." So it's a good job of phone. Anyway, we went to this other one in Amsterdam that we've ate. So I'm going all around the houses because of these roadworks. So that's why I thought, oh, I'll come and have a good chat with you, a good waffle. Yeah, we went to this other restaurant that, to be honest with you, every time we've had a takeaway from there, I've said to Lawrence, don't order from them again. I've not enjoyed it. Anyway, he just booked a table. I went with the flow. Not one of us enjoyed our food. I had a lamb biryani, and the lamb was very tender, but my gosh, it was salty. Terry, Charlie is her daughter. Theirs looked like it was out of a jar, and it tasted like a Patek's. You know, the jars of curry sauce you can get. We'll go this way. I just realised I'm going to go over loads of speed ramps now. Smart move. So sorry. I was just so hungry, couldn't wait, and I really fancied a waffle. Anyway, it was fine. We had a nice night anyway, because, you know, we were just like having a laugh, and they're really good fun, the ladies. And then we went back to our house, and the youngsters fancied playing a board game, so they played Monopoly. I did not fancy Monopoly at all. They were very raucous, the three of them, with accusations of cheating going on, but a lot of laughter. They sat in the kitchen at the table, and then Lawrence, Terry and I, we just talked about life, as you do. Anyway, I think Lawrence dropped them off. It was gone midnight, and he said, "No, I'll drop you off." They were staying really close to Central Station. Actually, if you know Amsterdam, it's the one with the swing, and you can swing over the river. They were staying there. I said it was a really nice hotel. Looked like a lot of fun. So yeah, and then I think I stayed up, potted about a bit, and then went to bed. And then they're catching the train to Copenhagen today. I don't know when we'll see them again, but it was nice that the youngsters, the young ones, they really got on well. It's weird, isn't it? Even though, I mean, Lawrence has been talking to Terry for years, and you know, he was quite close to her mum. And obviously, I knew her mum as well. But like when you actually meet in person, there's something there that kind of instinctively tells you that they're family. Isn't that weird? And also, they had obviously their parents had similar upbringings, so they've both grown up with the same kind of childhood stories and memories, and of places that they went. And anyway, so I've been to the hairdresser. I've just had my roots done. I'm going to give it a scrub later because I know I'll start itching, and also I'm not leaving my hair straight. I used to wear my hair straight a lot, but I don't know if it's my hairline, but it always sort of flops in my eye and it just irritates me. And then I end up I'm constantly tucking it behind my ear, and then I think, well, I might as well just clip it back anyway. What I've discussed with my hairdresser is, I think next time I'm going to have these highlights, lowlights, whatever you call them, done again. Because actually I'd like them, and I've took really good care of them. I alternate between a blue hair mask and a blue shampoo, which technically blue shampoo, anything, is for blonde hair, or if you've got dyed hair. It just helps keep that brassiness, orange, out. I need to do it again, actually. I'll do it today. I'll wash my hair later. And she said, oh, they look really good, your highlights. She said that, and I told her I was using this blue shampoo. And she said, I can tell, because they're not carroty at all, and I keep on top of my ends. So anyway, she's written it down in my notes. I'm going to have my the highlights done, and I might have 2 shades. I might go for the same, this caramel colour, and I might have a dirty blonde, a very dark blonde. I might do that, and we'll see. If I don't like it, I can always dye over it, although it will cost a lot of money. Anyway, so yeah, this afternoon we're all meeting, well, not everybody, because some are coming from opposite directions. We're meeting them there. We're all meeting at Annika's, sorry, with bikes. And then, I don't know, there's 5 or 6 of us maybe cycling over to Amsterdam's bus, because we've got that chef in the bus thing this evening, chefs in the forest. So we are meeting at 5:30. I think doors open at 6. So I like the fact that they said they're thinking it's a 30-minute drive. So it's okay, that's good. That means we're not going to be going at breakneck. Okay, a 30-minute cycle is fine by me. I've got a really quiet day today. I'm not doing any laundry. It's going to be beautiful weather all next week. So that can all wait. Joshua's going away in 4 days. I thought it was in a few weeks. And he's asked if I can go shopping, get a few summer bits and bobs with him. So I said, of course, obviously, bank of mum and dad paying. I don't mind, it's fine. He's a student, so I'm not quibbling at that. So I'll do that one day with him next week. I'll do all my laundry next week, because no doubt he'll come with a mountain that he wants to take away with him anyway. And then I think I'm going to paint my toenails, because I'm thinking I might wear open-toed shoes this evening. I might. The only thing is I'm dreading it with the mosquitoes, because they eat me alive. So I'm thinking I might take an antihistamine before I go out and smother myself in repellent, just so I can wear, I'm going to wear a sleeveless top, a little vest, but a nice one, like a sparkly one, because I think it is a little bit dressy uppy, I think. Anyway, right, I'm going to start waffling, and hopefully next we'll see some footage in Amsterdam's bus, or I might pop on another waffle, we'll see. Good afternoon. my window's open, so I hope you can hear me. There's a plane just took off or landed, and my hair's wet. I've just got out of the shower, and I realised I didn't film a little outro of this week's vlog, so let me bring you up to date. So you would have almost finished editing the vlog now, so you would have seen a little bit of footage of last night. We cycled there. I think I already said it was like, I don't know, 7 kilometres. I think the round trip was like 10 miles, English miles. So we cycled there, and they just put a load of bike racks in a field. Luckily, I'd smothered myself in mosquito repellent, and I took an antihistamine, like an allergy pill, an over-the-counter one. And I didn't get bit by anything. I was so happy. However, I stupidly... What's that on the floor? Something under my foot. That's a bag. I'd stupidly gone out and left my craft room window open, and the laptop light was on. And I think in the darkness under my desk, it's a breeding ground for mosquitoes, because this morning I was really happy. I was looking at my legs. I was like, oh, I've not been bitten by anything. And I was, you know, had a little vesty, like a stringy vest on, nothing. And then this morning I've been sat here editing, and I just feel like a little bit tickly on my legs, and both my legs below the knee are covered in bites. So I've took another antihistamine. I've covered myself in repellent, and then when I finished editing the vlog, because we're going to go out, I'll tell you about that in a second. I'm going to close everything up, and then I'm going to spray all under my desk with fly spray, I don't know what you would call it, which also kills, it's bug spray, and close the door, and then hopefully whatever's lurking about in the corners of my craft room is dead. Because every time I come in here now, I don't know what the life expectancy of a mosquito is, but I'm a real life buffet for them if I don't get rid of them. Anyway, waffle. So yeah, we got there. We'd already paid €23 for the privilege of going into the Chefs in the Forest, Chefs in Head Boss, and we got a free wine glass. I left mine there. What do I want with a wine glass? It was a cheap one with Chefs in Head Boss stuck on it, but you needed that, and then you could buy a glass of wine or a bottle of wine. So luckily we found a table, and it was in a big field, and they'd made it so there was stuff on the perimeter and then stuff in the middle, and then I didn't walk around. The ground was so uneven, and we got a table quite quickly because it really filled up. So I was just happy to sit at the table, chat with the girls. A couple of them went and got, so we had 2 bottles of wine, 1 bottle of wine, and it wasn't even nice wine, and it wasn't even very cold. €35. Between 5 of us drank the wine, so we literally had like 2 glasses each, like 2 healthy glasses, but still €70. And then there was all these famous Michelin star chefs. I don't know any of them. So the girls knew who some of them were, and you could queue up, and then you had to buy, oh, there's my hair elastic from yesterday. Then you could buy a little dish. So Michelle and Suzanne and can't remember, a couple of the girls went off, and they came back with one ravioli about so big in some sauce. So we had, I don't know, we had like 5 ravioli bowls. That's all they could carry. And I think Suzanne bought a little an inch cube of smoked eel, which I cannot stand. So I had half a ravioli, and I had a little crumb of the parling of the eel, just to say I tried it. I didn't enjoy the ravioli because it was fish in it. I'm not like a fishy person, and of course I didn't like the eel. And I think the little cube of eel was €15, and I think the ravioli was €17. Honestly, we were all like, okay, we're done now. We spent all this money just to sit in a field and drink expensive, not very nice wine. but we were starving. So anyway, we remembered that on the nearest exit to where we were, there was like a bar restaurant. So we said, let's go there. They have a lake kitchen. So we went, and I had a super dry hamburger, but chips. We were just starving. We were like wolfed it down. And then by this point, I think it was, I don't know, like 10, 11ish or something. So we headed, we got back on our bikes. One of the girls, Nissa, she lives in Amsterdam. Actually, it was closer for her to cycle there, home from there. And then we all headed back to Aalsmeer. So we all agreed we had a great night because we were all together, but we will never go to the chefs in Head Boss ever again. You only saw people eating 1 or 2 dishes. People were drinking. But again, there was a table by us, and the guy brought a couple of, like we did, bought 2 bottles of wine during the however long we were there. And every time we sat down, the whole table was complaining. And then they bought a couple of little dishes. But you couldn't eat a dinner. We should have just ate before. We should have gone for a night's dinner and then gone in and just had a little stroll. But again, €23 for the privilege. Anyway, waffle. It was a good night. We enjoyed ourselves. We won't repeat that again. So yeah, as I said, it was like a 10-mile ride for me. Some of it uphill, and even though the Netherlands is flat, but there was like bridges for roadworks and stuff. So by the time I got home, I was in absolute agony, and I had to take some paracetamol just so I could sleep through the night because of the pain. If you don't know, I've got arthritis in both my knees, and sometimes one knee is worse than the other. Anyway, it was my right knee. I don't know why. And so I took 2 paracetamols, went to bed. I had the online grocery delivery arriving between 9 and 10 this morning. I woke up at 10. I'd been dozing. I remember in the back of my mind hearing, maybe William came into the room. Then I thought Lawrence left the room, but I thought he'd come back, maybe he'd gone to the loo. I don't know. Anyway, I woke up at 10. I've not done that for years. My left knee's fine. My right knee's still, it's a bit ow, but I had a little bite to eat and took ibuprofen, which has helped massively. And so I thought, right, let me go and edit the vlog, have a shower. Unfortunately, poor Linda, who you met in the vlog, the plan was for today, because it's nice-ish weather, it's overcast, but it's like 23, 24 degrees. They were coming here at 12, then we were going, her and her husband, we were going on the boat, we were having a picnic lunch, and then this evening we're going to go back to their place and have a little barbecue. However, she messaged me a couple of days ago. She put her back out, she's in agony. So she says she still wants to come on the boat, but she can't handle like a whole afternoon of it. Hope you can hear me. Sorry about this, I'll come a bit closer. So I said, that's fine. So she said, well, if we come at 2 and then I see how I go, an hour or 2 on the boat, I'll take a few little nibbles and, like little dips and chips and, a bit of wine. And we see how we go. And then she said, she still wants to barbecue. Well, her husband will barbecue at her house, but they're just going to do hamburgers. Super simple, bun, salad, hamburger, fine. Because I said, well, come here. She said, no, because then she's comfortable, she's in her own home. So anyway, but that's done me a favour. So poor Linda with a bad back, that's done me a favour because, waking up at 10, I never set my alarm, so I woke up at 10. So it's given me some time to just, get myself together, have a shower, and then edit the vlog. So thank you for everybody who joined in the little game last week. You guys, seriously, you're hilarious. I was reading all your comments. If you're new or you missed it, at the end of the video, I asked, is anybody even here or awake at the end of the video? I said, if you're here, leave a comment below with of course, say hello, let me know what you're up to, anything you want to say. I love having a chit chat with you all, but then include the word end. And I think it's the most comments on a video I've ever had. So I was laughing so much. Thank you. It was really good fun. Oh, that's a big plane. Oh, that's a very big plane going over, and it's like banking right in front of the house. Sorry. Oh, it's loud. So I was thinking, let's keep the fun up. We'll just try it. So this week we'll do, if you can find it, don't worry if you can't, because I've been talking about bugs, I've been talking about fruit flies and mosquitoes, and if you can find a little emoji, little picture of a bug, a fly, anything, leave it in the comments below. And if you can't use emojis or find them, it's fine, just write the word fly, and then I know if you're here at the end. And if you don't want to play, it's fine, don't worry. I just thought it was funny because so many people commented. I thought, oh, that's nice, it's a nice way of interacting. Anyway, I'm going to finish, I need to now finish waffling to you, stick it on the end of the vlog. So hopefully that's all uploaded on time. It's always 6 AM Amsterdam time or Central European time on a Sunday morning. So I load it today or Friday, and then I just, in YouTube Studio, you can just put it on a schedule. In theory, I could load like 20 videos in there and just put times in, but I'm not that organised, and I think it's nicer to do it in real time. And plans for the day, for the rest of the day. So we're going to go out on the boat. Maybe I'll film a little bit. I did order a picnic in the groceries, so I said to Lawrence, maybe tomorrow's also going to be nice. It's going to be nice all week. So I said maybe just the two of us go out for a sail and we have a picnic, and so I might film a little bit more. But anyway, that's in next week's vlog. I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks again for tuning in, and thank you for all your lovely comments last week. Really, you really made me laugh. It just cheers me up, you know, hearing from you. If you want to play along this week, leave me a little insect, a little fly or insect emoji or the word fly, and let me know you're still awake, you made it to the end. I know many of you said that you'll always make it to the end, which it just makes my heart sing. It's like, so we've got a good community here. I'm very, very lucky, and I saw some of you were commenting on each other's comments, and yeah, it's just lovely. Make friends, that's what it's all about. It's a safe space. I don't want any of these trolls, or there was some random comment. It was clearly somebody fishing for business, and I just removed them. You know, it's my channel, I'm in control. If anybody, you know, starts spoiling it for us, I would have no qualms about tolerating it. I'll block people, no issue. It's for us, you know, it's our happy space, I hope. Anyway, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.